Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back for another I Saw It in Somerset Studio Magazine. This week we are going to play around with this concept. And remember, I am never going to have the same items that she has. I'm not going to do it the exact same way. I'm drawing inspiration from these articles. So anyways, this one's by Jack Ravi, R-A-V-I. So I don't know, it could be male or female, because I know some people that are Jackie go by Jack, whatever. Anyways, what I like about this is she or he uses photos in most of them and then adds other bits and pieces. And I don't have like tons of thicker, bigger physical pieces like jewelry or, you know, things like that. So I've kind of done mine a little bit different. What I do love is this with the stitched photographs on a handkerchief. So we're going to do something kind of like that. And I'm going to do one Christmas one too. And this one sort of, you know, could be considered that style just because we're getting close to Christmas, and I think that's fun. And I used to do a lot of shadow box things, and I don't know why. I just stopped when I started doing journals. But anyway, you know, it's like found objects again. We're back to the found objects, but it is really interesting. And if you go digging around through your craft stuff and whatnot, you might find bits and pieces that you like. And there's kind of a story for each one of the little tins, which is also quite interesting. And just like simple as some words here. So you don't have to have a lot, and I think I do have a lot for mine just because that's my style. But it is very cool to just keep it very simple as well. So that's something to think about if you're like, well, I haven't collected a lot of these things. See, I just love this one with the stitched photographs. And those photographs are adorable. Wish I had those. But like this one, I think might be a watercolor or just a sketch. And then there's paintbrushes. There's just a lot of cool ideas. So you could do a lot of things with this idea. That would be fun. And they would even make cool gifts if you had family members that maybe gave you some things that you could put in there, or friends and you've kept little bits and pieces. I don't know, you could do a lot of really interesting things and give them as gifts if you wanted to. But I've used one of these. Sorry, it's very glary. My husband was a Mayo distributor for a while, and we have a bunch of these tins that they're just like Altoids. I have an Altoids, still has Altoids in it. Here, they're basically the exact same thing, just this obviously has the Altoid thing on top and this one doesn't. This is from my shampoo. I use these little ginger bars of shampoo. So that's what I used for that. But look around, you can buy these tins like this, you know, whatever. I have, and I did not do this with you guys because this was days, this process. I have, what I did first is soaked them to try to get the labels that were on them off. You can probably see they didn't come off all the way, but I was like, you know, it doesn't matter, because if you had old tins, they would just rust and get banged up and whatever with their labels on. I just didn't want those modern labels to stay on. So I did peel off the top layer, but you can see here, this is the stickum and it just won't come off. You could probably get it off. But again, I was like, I just want it there. Like, it just got worn, and that's what we got. And then what I did after I got the labels off, got them dry, I sanded them all over, and you can see like that's where I sanded it. But if you think about a tin being somewhere, maybe it's getting scraped up, banged up, however you want to do that, but you need to break down this top. There's something covering this, because I tried rusting these just as they were, like just putting this in a rust solution, and it won't really do a whole lot of anything. It kind of rusts the hinge a little, and that's it. So I sanded them and rusted them. And my recipe for rust is this: 2 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 cup white vinegar, and 1/2 cup of hydrogen peroxide. You can screenshot that. I've done other videos where I've showed rusting that's what I use to rust all my paper clips and pins and whatever. What I will say is I would get a larger container and maybe double, triple this recipe, because, you know, you want it to cover over this, or, you know, you're going to have to keep flipping it and doing all that. So do that. It took, it was about 2 days of leaving it just sitting in the rust. And then it still wasn't as rusty as I really wanted it. So what I did is I used my Distress Oxide Walnut stain, and I would just kind of run it along there, take a paper towel, rub it all over as much as I could. It kind of gets stuck on these lids, especially because it's got that papery stuff there a little bit. But I like how there's more of it there. And because I rusted it, it seems like it took on more of a rust color than the normal walnut stain color. And then I was like, and now it's going to just rub off on my fingers all the time. So I went over it with some matte gel, the whole thing. Just covered them entirely in matte gel. And there's some spots where it's thicker. And like you can see in here where I took the paper towel and kind of wiped it around in there. So it's kind of this circular pattern. But that doesn't matter because we're going to cover parts of these anyway. So I'm not, that doesn't concern me. But if you were just going for the rusted tin look, you might want to, you know, not have it that way. Then the other issue you're going to have is this. It's very hard to get the lids on and off. And this one's actually not too bad. So I'm okay with that. But it does stick. It's not a perfect thing. But we're just going to decorate these up. They're going to be an art piece. So, you know, that's just how it is sometimes. I just think of them as something you might set on a shelf somewhere or something like that, because I know I'll get asked that question. Why'd you make those? What do you do with that? That's something that is an art piece. It just goes on a shelf. It's something to look at, something for interest. That's what it is. So let's start with, maybe I'll do this one first. And that one, I'm going to use some images from JoeyCardmaker. I just got his Edwardian, or it's called The Edwardians, 1901 to 1914. It's portraits, but he also has these that you can fold and make little booklets out of, or kind of like cabinet cards or whatever in the world you want. But there's lots of neat old Edwardian images in there. I've cut out the ladies, but there's these little postcard ones, but then there's larger size ones too. I just don't have one of those right here to show you, but it's a beautiful kit. He's done all kinds of them from different time periods. So if you're into old photographs, I would definitely go check those out. I have cut away the little postcard part because this is what I'm going to use to stitch at the top, like those other little tiny photographs. So we're going to use this handkerchief, and I'm going to attempt to try to get it. It's just, I want to see the rose, but I do want to stitch the ladies at the top. And I have one of them was black and white, and these ones are more of a sepia, but I'm just going to go with it because the other ones that are in the kit are a little bit bigger, and I could have shrunk down more, but I'm just going with this. Like, these three ladies are friends. They have shared pictures with each other. We got to figure out, we may have to cut this handkerchief, but we shall see. I kind of want it over a little bit more. It's been folded here for who knows how many years, so it just really wants to fold right there. But I think I want it with them kind of centered over that. So I'm going to ink those, and then I'll probably pause and go stitch and come back. And I'm sorry, I just wanted you to see without, you know, and then I could have done it ahead of time, but then, you know, I'm going to put the whole thing together without you. Sort of defeats the purpose of making videos, right? So I'm going to ink this one a lot just so it tends towards the sepia a little bit more. I'm not going to go on her face though. But yeah, these little postage stamp pictures were perfect for this. So I think I will just put them on and go stitch that. And it's probably going to go through the top of their heads, but I'm not going to stress about those kind of things. And then I think what I'll do is work on folding it to fit inside the tin. And then if we just can't get it to work, I will end up cutting it a bit. But I'm just going to go for it and cut it so that it fits in the tin. So I'm going to stitch these and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. And now if you're one of those super precise people, you could definitely fold this, iron it, get it just perfect. I'm not so much like that. So I'm just going to kind of wing it because that's how I am. I'm sorry if I make you crazy, but that's how I'm doing it. So I'm just going to kind of fold it, see if I can't get it into some sort of shape to just sort of set inside of there. But yes, ironing, stitching, whatever to make it fit might be a good option. But we're going to see what we can get here. It's probably going to have to get folded up. Luckily, since this is a dimensional situation, you don't have to be super perfect about it, I feel like. Like I almost want it to look like somebody just stuck it in here as a keepsake. And I don't really want to have to cut it, you know. Okay, so I have that. Then I'm going to take another neat piece of lace. This reminds me very much of like the Edwardian era. I think I'll put that over there. And I have this cool, also, this one could be even older, I don't know. I think I'll put that there. And I have some bits and pieces too. This is just a bulb pin that's been rusted. And I might even put just like a piece of fabric on here. This is just some kind of sack fabric. The nice piece about that lace is I don't even have to stick a pin through it. And as you saw, the person who did these didn't even put anything on the lids. I just want something on the lid. So that is, of course, a personal preference type thing too. I have this key. I'm going to have to do some hot gluing. And then I have this. This is kind of an older piece. I don't really know how old, but anyway, it's an older piece. Don't have a lot of costume type jewelry. Well, I mean, I do, but it's from, you know, the 80s and stuff like that. So not really what I'm going for here. My friend Linda, you could do some really cool ones of these boxes because she thrifts and finds all kinds of cool old jewelry. I just never think to look at the jewelry when I thrift because I'm always on the paper mission. So, yeah. Oh, I need to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Angela, Wendy, and Pama. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your kind comments. I appreciate all you guys so much. And welcome to new subscribers. Welcome back to those of you who have been with me for a long time or a short time. Love you guys. You guys are the best. Do I want that big of one? Not really. I have some tiny ones, but I think they won't work. Maybe this size for the key. I am going to use some hot glue, but I'm trying, especially with this one, to kind of keep that down to a dull roar. If I can. And let's not stick the rusty pin in our finger. I am up to date on my tetanus, but Let's not tempt fate, shall we? Yes, I know I will get the question of what do you do with it? You know, a lot of things we make are just to bring us joy, so they don't always have to be useful. It is great when you can make something that's useful, that's for sure. But much of what I do is just because I like the way it looks. And sometimes that's just the way it is. It's really no different than painting a painting to hang on the wall. Just a different version. Okay, so I think I'm going to glue some of that down just so it's not coming out of there. I do have my hot glue gun, which I never use, but I don't think I can make this stick any other way. Just going to put a little bit up here. Try to keep it thin if I can. And not touch it, which will be good luck to me on that. And this one, it's got this big spot right there where I can put some. Very vintagey. And it's getting the rust on the little, I'm going to have to put a little glue behind that to make it stay. I think I'm going to end up burning myself before we're through with this, I can guarantee it. That's why I don't use hot glue gun much, because I'm quite talented at burning my own self. My poor daughter has a scar from, I don't know, she was in 3rd grade or something. We were using hot glue guns and I kept saying, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. You know how you do. And it tipped over on her knuckle and it was like, oh my gosh. She was trying so hard not to burn herself. And it's so fast, and that glue just sticks to you. It's just awful. I'm gonna let that be because it'll flop back and forth and all around. This key is just from, I don't even remember, Amazon or something like that. It was like a set of those keys. They're not antique-y, which you can probably tell, but okay. I do love that with those little pictures stitched up there. I don't know why, I just love that. So then on the top, and I didn't see the top of those, so I don't know if they're decorated at all, but I am going to decorate mine a bit. So see, it closes up nicely, and then we're going to put this JoeyCardmaker paper on here. I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do that. I think I might trace on the bottom and cut it out, and we'll see how that goes. Blue strings drive me crazy. And they're just everywhere. They're like honey. Oh, come on. All right, so I'm going to do my best to go around this. And this is my first time doing this too, you guys. So don't feel like you've never done this, you don't know how to do it, because I'm just wing-a-dinging it. I mean, yes, I have done shadow boxes, but not like this. And if it's a little bit small, I'm okay with that too, because then we'll get to see the rest a little bit more. It's not as great on the top of that one as it is the little one. Okay, I'm gonna round the corner on these just so they're a better round on them. Which I guess they're all right because, yep, that one's fine, I think. Well, that was uneventful. I think I'm going to put this on with some of that matte medium. Which now has rust in it and everything. But it's just about gone anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. I need a piece of scratch paper. Let's use this. It's got glitter and all kinds of stuff on it. Just, you can use it just like Mod Podge. Or you can use Mod Podge. Whatever floats your boat. I like the matte medium because it dries matte. So that's my thing. And I know you can get a matte version of Mod Podge, but I just like matte medium better. So. Oopsie, that's upside down. Let's not do it upside down. I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter, but... And I'm going to go over the top. It's a lot thicker than Mod Podge, I think. And then I'll probably add some other things, but we're going to let it dry first. And we shall see how it turns out. And I will leave a link to JoeyCardmaker's shop just in case there's some of you that don't know about Joey. He also does a lot of freebies on Ko-fi that are fantastic, so I would definitely check him out if I was you. Okay, let's not mess with it forever because then we'll end up just pulling all the color off of it. So that's going to set over there while we do the next one. Gosh, glitter everywhere. It's the only thing this time of the year. And I'm doing that snowman journal and it's very glittery, so yeah. Okay, so for this round one we have, I'll do the lid first. I have just this old canvas, I don't even know, I think this is off of a bank bag, you know, that you put the coins in because it's pretty thick, but it has these little knots and whatnot in it. And yes, it's a little big and stuff, but I don't care. I like it how it is, so that's why I'm putting it in there. Let's use for this, I'm trying to think what would work best. I have this, which I don't use Fabri-Tac, but I thought this might work. I don't know. I'll just use the glue, hot glue. I just want it to stay. I don't want it to just fall out. It's the metal that makes me confused because I don't obviously work with a whole lot of metal. Doing what I do. All right, I need to add a quote to that other one too. See, so the part where you could see the paper towel going around is gone. All right. We're going to use just random bits and pieces of stuff. Just stuff. I feel like I need this whole piece of this. And I want a little more. I have these little snowflakes on this strip. A deer, or you could say a reindeer maybe. And this button, I just put some floss through it, but I was thinking I could cut some shorter, some longer, just for that thready type look. It's just a regular old green button with some embroidery floss strung through it. Use whatever you've got. It really doesn't matter. It's that whole catching your eye thing. What's interesting to look at. Sorry, I keep slamming those down. Did you see that button just spin? That was cool. Okay, I know it's kind of kooky looking, but I think it'll look kind of neat with this stuff. Just as an eye catcher. Okay, I had something else I wanted to put there. Where did I put it? Don't know. It was just a little pin. Well, I have lots of those, luckily. I'm going to kind of just pick up all of these together. Put the pin through, hopefully. Again, without poking myself. That piece of lace back there just wants to fall apart. And then we'll put glue on that, because it will be just fine. Maybe. This is just one of those felt, as you can see, pop up. But I don't think that's going to hold it, so. This is why I get the glue strings everywhere. Kind of want whatever you put in the lid, obviously, to not stick up too much, because it's going to run into whatever you have in there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is totally the reason I don't use hot glue much. There's some things you just need it for. I mean, it just is a thing. But it's also a little aggravating. Okay, that one's good. I'm going to put this inside of here, just like we did with that one. Oh, do I want to pin? No. Okay. Okay. And this is a bigger piece of the snowflake fabric. I mean, it doesn't matter. Use whatever you have, because a lot of it's going to get covered right now. I have this little bottle brush tree, and I just wrapped some baker's twine around it. I'm gonna try to stick that on so it doesn't fray out all over the place like it's doing. You could just go crazy with these, though. I mean, honestly, there is no one way to do it. Any season, anything. No season, Victorian, vintage, shabby chic, whatever. You can do them any old way you feel. Now, I want to put this in here, but there's other things I want to put in here too, so I got to figure out. I have this little postage stamp. Thank you to Nancy. And I have a picture of Santa. This is from my Santa Photos digital download. Because you got to have the photo. The photo seems to be a big part of it. Stamp. And I don't know if this is going to work on this side. I wanted to put this Merry Christmas, but it might have to go somewhere else. Because I like the stamp. I think that's interesting. I have another button, which seems redundant, but it just has this thread hanging off of it, and I like that. I wonder if I put this over here. That might work. Let's just trim that a tiny bit more. And this I just got off of some scrapbook paper. I don't even know. Oh my goodness, Amy. Sling it onto the thing that's all wet with glue. I think I'm going to kind of snip these corners. Just, you know, take the corners off. Yeah, better. Okay, so that's how it's going to go. But we got to get the glue in there. Come here, you. I'm just going to kind of put a little in there. And I like the little threads hanging off of it and everything. And I know it all gets covered up with all the stuff I put on there, but it's the color is what I'm going for more than anything. Put Santa neck. No. Did I? Yeah. Okay. Had to think about that. Up here is kind of as high. Ooh, he's hot. As high as we can. Okay. This little cute child feeding the birds at Christmas time. That I think I'm going to use some PVA glue for. It's very, very, very thin because I peeled it off of the envelope and I lost a little bit of the backing. And I think it'll be fine with PVA because it doesn't weigh anything at all. And I'm going to turn it this way just because I think you'll see more of it that way. And I kind of like the way there's a little tear on it. It's just fun. Okay, and then our Merry Christmas. This hot glue. See, now it'll fit a little bit better. And our little tiny Christmas tree. to make sure I get the back to the back. I don't want to see all my little glue spots. Oh wow, it just like stuck right on there, like boom. Maybe we'll tuck that there a little bit. Just for color is really what I'm going for. It could have just a little bit of I'm just gonna kind of, ooh, you know, this will work. This wad of string just down here. Cooled off real fast with that metal. I think I better put a dot here and then put the button on, because I will burn my fingers. I feel like this is very crooked. It's just randomness because they're just found objects, so just think of it that way. Kind of going for color, topic. Okay. And then on the top of this one, I'm going to put this do not open until December, oops, wrong. December 25th. And this I just got from scrapbook paper that I had in my stash. It's grungy. We're going grungy. I'm using Vintage Photo, if you're wondering. It needs a little more on here. Okay, I do like that top, but we're gonna do it. Got to make sure, ooh, we get all the way to the edges. It is real hot. God, I don't use that all the time. Yeesh. Yeah, that's going to take some finagling because I didn't get under there very good. My husband bought these little bitty things of fabric glue because he had this jacket that had a pocket that I don't know if it was glued on at first or what. He likes the jacket, and it is a nice jacket, but the pocket came off partially on the front. So I was like, I think the only thing it would work with would be fabric glue because you can't see the stitching anywhere. Anyway, so I bought these little tiny ones of fabric glue, and I'm like, well, I'll try it. It's not the Fabri-Tac, and that's not going to work at all for that. See, the metal is the problem. But I guess I should have used the way we did the last one, huh? Mod Podge stuff. Just stick you. And then I thought I'd put this poinsettia over here. Again, it's an art piece. It's not a utilitarian piece. Or you say that. See, It's not totally tight on there, but I don't want it to be too tight yet until it's all 100% dry. But isn't that kind of a fun little thing? Wouldn't you have fun messing with that at Christmas time? I would. Easily entertained though, so. And as a kid, I would have totally loved this kind of thing. As far as, I loved those little Easter eggs, the sugar eggs that you look down through and you can see the little bunny in there or whatever. Loved those. Anything like that. So this would have been right up my alley. All right, so this one is doing okay. Just had to check the inside after stuff dried. And then I'm just going to add a few more little things on here. A piece of lace, I think. Methinks. And I have this little flower that my sister made. Crocheted. A little, what are those things called? Cameo. This isn't a real, like, expensive old cameo. It has this plastic notch at the top, and I don't want that there. And I'm going to actually do that top, the whole thing. It's just plastic. Oh, I know. I need my quote. Friends like you are one of life's great treasures. I think that would be good. Because I said they were friends. Those girls in there. We're going to have to use some glue. He used quotes in his too, so, or sayings or whatever. So I don't know. Do I want to put it on the outside or on the inside? Yeah, I could put it on the outside, I think. Okay, let's put these pieces on. Oh, I do have a bow. I do like the bows. This is just, sorry silk. It has to be something that you can make, you know, tiny if you need to. Like seam binding, sorry silk, those kind of things, because they're pretty manipulatable, I guess you could say. Really struggling with this one. What is happening? It's like part of it's stuck in there. You can also turn it over the other way, because sometimes you have a piece that just wants to go a certain way, and that's it. And I just tie a little bow like I tie my shoes, so I don't know. I know there's all kinds of tricks to it. I don't really have any tricks. Sorry, I'm a big help. I'm just going to cut it, and then I want to tear it a little, so I got maybe not that many strings, but some strings. Just want a little one, is what I'm saying. That'll work. Okay, we're going to scoot it down just a little bit. And put some glue. Linda, I don't know how you use the hot glue gun all the time. Every little bit of string has to stick to you when you're doing these projects. I don't know, I keep scooting it down more and more. It's because I want the saying to go on there too, so. I watched Nancy Pitter this morning, and she was doing her prompts for Christmas, like countdown, December daily. And she was doing favorite movie and Advent, and her favorite movie was Home Alone. And now I have the song from that stuck in my head. Okay. We're going to put some of this. You should have to take your time with these projects because they are not just quick. And you just got to be patient. I'm not always great with that, but yeah, Nancy's doing a great job. If you like December dailies, go check out her channel. I am not good at the everyday thing. Even though I film pretty much every day, I struggle with those kind of, because there's other things I want to be doing, and I don't always want to be messing with the prompts for the day and all that. I've tried several times to do the December dailies, and I just never stick with it. So I kind of just gave up on that project. I mean, I'll do those whenever it works out. I will definitely hop in and out of it, but I got too many other projects going at the moment. But Nancy's awesome. You should definitely check her channel out if you haven't yet. And Linda and Mitzi and my friend Carol. I love Carol Law's channel too. I think most of you probably watch her though. Okay, so we did it. We have our more vintage style with our three ladies stitched in there. Other little goodies and fun things to look at. And that will close. So that's that one. And then our Christmas do not open until December 25th. All the little goodies. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And thank you to Jack for this fantastic idea of treasures in tins. My Artful Memories Challenge. Jack Ravi. All right, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll chat again soon. Love ya. Bye.